Alright, episode 10, final episode, season finale of season 1 Girls, a season that I really enjoyed, and I was kind of surprisingly happy because it does kind of set up what this generation, the younger 20s out of university is going through with an information age, being consumed by all the information that they get with Facebook and of course instant messaging, whatever you want to call it, texting, where something even me who is like 12 years removed from this kind of generation being like after university, is that like the world has completely changed like for me in 12 years. So this is kind of like a really this is like a vault episode, a series where it's really good to put it in a vault and say, yeah, this is what these kids were going through during this time. And of course the economic crisis, and there's really no jobs out there, and of course there's like that individual's pursuit for your own creativity, which is a very common thread in today's society as well, where because we're consumed by that so much, and there's a lot of room to create and have a voice in this everybody thinks they have that voice. The season ends on a cliche, which is basically a running theme of these reviews, where the show is basically a cliche, where the season ends on her like Hannah being confused with her boyfriend and all her life and whatever like that. So she ends up the last stop on the subway in New York City, which is Coney Island, of course, and she ends up on the beach eating something that it's not very good, but she sits on the beach and ponders her life on the beach in Coney Island. Funny thing enough, like 12 years ago, I was living in New York City and I actually did this thing where I after partying at a club and I was like really kind of screwed up, whatever like that, and I fell asleep on my way to Brooklyn, and I actually ended up in Coney Island, and I actually like watched the sunrise in Coney Island on the beach. So watching this episode was like, I think this is what everybody does in their 20s, and you kind of wonder why when I was there, like there was nobody there, and like when Hannah was there in this episode, there was nobody there. But if I'm doing it and she's doing it, and then of course everybody else is doing it, I figured there would be like 15, 20 people sitting on Coney Island at the beach watching the sunrise, wondering what they're going to do with their lives. And that's how the season ends, and it's sort of like open-ended, and a lot of things have changed, but you know, use the cliche, within the cliche, a lot of things have remained the same. And that's my review, and it's a good series. I'm like very proud that they did the series, and good on the lead character, who basically was a tour de force, and she wrote most of the episodes, and she starred in the episodes, and she directed half the episodes, and she's like 25 years old, and like that's amazing. Good for her. That's my review.